Thank you everybody for coming out this evening. If everybody could start to find their seats, and if you could all join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you all for coming out to this event this evening to learn more about different candidates. We appreciate you all being here. I'm Josh Bass, President of the Currituck Chamber of Commerce. The Currituck Chamber of Commerce is a nonpartisan business membership organization, and we neither support nor oppose any political party or candidate that is here this evening. Please take a moment to check your cell phone and make sure it's turned off. We will try to film this event this evening and post it later for those who are unable to be here and send it out through social media and email, but technology does not always work for us, so no promises. We'll do our best on that. We've invited candidates for office, and each candidate has 3 minutes to speak. We will go in reverse alphabetical order, and then there are tables set up around the room, and the candidates will be here. You'll be able to go around and ask candidates questions or talk to any individual candidate that you would like. I know there's a few chamber board members here. If chamber board members could please stand up or raise your hand to be recognized. We have Denise Hall. I know we have Lynn Davis there in the back from the chamber board. So thank you, both of you, from the chamber board. We also have several chamber ambassadors. If the chamber ambassadors can stand up. I know we have Kim Moore, and so thank you. We appreciate you being out this evening. We also have Juanita Kraus, our membership director, who is filming tonight. Thank you, Juanita. And thank you to Currituck Cooperative Extension for the use of the auditorium this evening. So the races that we've invited are U.S. House of Representatives, NC Senate, Superior Court Judicial Seat, Currituck County Commissioner, Board of Education, the 3 different races that are up, at large, Crawford and Poplar Branch, and Soil and Water Conservation District Supervisor, and that's the order we'll go in. So first up, Congressman Murphy, I know, was not able to be with us this evening. Is there anyone here that has a letter or a statement from Congressman Greg Murphy? If not, I believe it's Barbara Gaskins here. I know, oh, Ms. Gaskins, okay. She is our first speaker up. So Ms. Gaskins, if you will come up and do your 3 minutes. We will have Ms. Gaskins, candidate for U.S. House of Representatives, up here to speak. Oh, and I'm sorry. Denise Hall will help me keep time, and she'll raise her hand when we're at the 30 seconds away. So Denise, wave to people so they can see where you are, if you would. So right there, Denise will wave when you have a 30-second warning before the expiration of your 3 minutes. So Ms. Gaskins, candidate for House of Representatives. Oh, it should adjust. Okay. And it comes out too.
Thank you all for having me. Hey guys, thank you all for having me. So my name is Barbara Gaskins, and I am your Democratic nominee for United States House NCO3. So I stand before you as a nationally certified re-entry professional. I work closely with individuals getting out of incarceration and coming home. I'm a community advocate and an activist. I hold a bachelor's degree in behavioral science and a master's in criminal justice. In addition, I'm certified in anger management, domestic violence, crisis interventions, parenting, forensic peer support, human rights, and other trainings that are designed to better my community. So for me, January 6th was a turning point. On that day, we saw an extreme attack, not only on our democracy, but it also showed just how bad our criminal justice system is for individuals who cannot afford. It was also a starting point for us, for the world that we currently know. On that day, I decided that I needed to move my activism from the street, and I needed to use it to seek a seat in Congress so that we, the people, can have a voice. And actually have someone in there that represents us here in Eastern North Carolina. So I'm sure that you all know who our current incumbent is, and not pointing fingers, but you also know that we don't have a voice. I stand here today to say that I am running to be that voice. We have so much going on in our district. Our district is hurting. Our rural hospitals have or are closed. Our beaches are unprotected on our coastlines, yet the revenue from tourism is used mainly and not on the coast. Our infrastructure is horrible. Accessibility to affordable housing is a major issue. And how bad our veterans are treated throughout this district. For those who go to war and serve for us, and then have to come home and deal with some of the stuff that they're going through, I've actually spoke with a mother who watched her son.
30 seconds.
Okay. Once again, my name is Barbara Gaskins. Please come to the table and talk to me. As I say, I'm here to represent the people and be your voice. Barbara Gaskins for U.S. House NCO 3. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and to the candidates that are speaking, Denise here in the front row, she will wave at you when you have 30 seconds. So we'll just give you a 30-second warning on the expiration of your 3 minutes. Next up, I don't believe Valerie Jordan, candidate for North Carolina Senate, could be here with us, but I believe there's somebody to read a statement for her. So if whoever's reading the statement for Valerie Jordan could please come forward and read that. And then next up after that will be Bobby Hannon, candidate for North Carolina Senate.
Hello everyone, my name is Valerie Jordan, and I am delighted to be your Democratic candidate for Senate District 3, a district that spans from the beautiful fields of Warren County to the coastal community of Currituck County with 8 counties in between. I regrettably cannot join this evening, but I'm so grateful to Mr. Dorsey Harris, Chair of the Currituck County Democratic Party, for speaking on my behalf. I'm proud to be a homegrown product of this district. I was raised in tobacco fields in Warrenton, North Carolina, where I first learned the power of making change. I grew up in a family that instilled the belief that women must be at every table where decisions are made. At the age of 15, I was on the front lines of the environmental justice movement, working to prevent harmful chemicals called PCBs from being disposed of in Warren County. These early lessons inspired me to enroll and pay my own way through school at North Carolina Central University, where I began finding outlets to make an impact in the corporate world. I now run my own small business. I am dedicated to improving the way of life for the people of rural northeastern North Carolina. I am focused on promoting small business development, expanding access to health care, and improving infrastructure in an area of the state that cannot be left out. I believe every person should have access to quality health care providers, especially for reproductive health. We should be doing all we can to expand access to health care in our region and prevent rural medical clinics from shutting. A woman's health care choice is a personal one, made in consultation with her family and her faith. I am hearing that folks across our district want the freedom to make their own decisions about their own personal health care. Women in Senate District 3 can be trusted to make our own choices. We must protect the right to vote. We must make legislative maps and the election process as fair and free of interference as possible. Our democracy works best when we are all included and fairly represented. Thank you.
All right, next up, Bobby Hannon, candidate for North Carolina Senate, and he will be followed by Andy Womble, and you'll read candidates for Superior Court.
Thank you, Josh. Good evening, everyone. My name's Senator Bobby Hanning. For the last 10 years, I've devoted my entire life to Northeast North Carolina. I'm an Army veteran. I was raised in a military family. There I learned what duty, sacrifice, and honor mean, and what giving back to your community means. I served as the Vice Chairman of the Currituck Chamber of Commerce. I served for 4 years as the Chairman of the Northeast Workforce Development Board. I've served 2 terms in the North Carolina House, which has been the absolute honor of my lifetime to serve so many great folks here in North Carolina. I currently serve as your senator, and I'm looking forward to serving you further as your senator. The districts are changing. What are we concerned about, folks? Let's talk about some issues. Let's talk about our economy. Is everybody here happy with the economy? No. Is everybody here happy with gas prices? No. Is everybody happy with what's being taught in our schools? No. CRT?
No. No. Yes, but what are you going to do?
Is everybody happy with school safety? No. Let me tell you something. These are things that have to be tackled, and these are things that are being tackled at the state level. I have continually, this is not a question and answer program, ma'am. I'm happy to answer any questions afterwards. Thank you very much. I didn't interrupt anybody else. Thank you. We have worked tirelessly to build our kids a better education statewide. We voted for voter ID, folks. Our Democrat Supreme Court said, no, we don't think we want that. That's not right, is it? I'm here to tell you what the will of the people is. And I'm here to serve the will of the people. That's what I do every single day. I wake up every single day, and that's what I think about. I am always, always accessible. I keep my cell number on my General Assembly business card. If you call me, I will respond to that call. If you send me an email, I'll respond to that email. No one has ever come to my office, ever, and have I asked, well, what party are you in? No one has made a phone call to me, and I've never asked them what color they were. You folks right here elected me to be your representative, and I represent all the people of Northeast North Carolina and all the people in North Carolina. It is an honor and a privilege to do so. I will continue to do so. I will always be here for you. I will always support our military. We don't do enough. We did a little bit last year, didn't we? What did we do last year? I can tell you what we did last year. If you're a retired military, you no longer have to pay state tax on your military retirement. We advertise ourselves. We advertise ourselves as the most military-friendly state in the country. And I will continue to fight for that and continue to fight for our veterans. Many issues are coming around to our veterans that we are just getting to the tip of. The psychological issues that they've encountered over the last several decades are really coming to light, and we really have to be careful and not let them slip through the cracks. I respectfully ask for your vote on November 8th to be your next senator in Currituck. Thank you.
Next up, we have Andy Womble, candidate for Superior Court Judge. And I know there are lots of questions in the room. I know all the candidates will be glad to answer them and stay around and talk to you right afterwards. So, Andy Womble.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you to the Currituck Chamber of Commerce. I greatly appreciate this opportunity to address this crowd and what a great crowd we have here tonight. My name is Andrew Womble. I am currently the district attorney of a 7-county district, one of which is Currituck County, and I am a candidate for Superior Court Judge within that district. For the last 18 years, I have been either the Chief Public Defender or the district attorney. The district attorney since 2013. I was appointed by then Governor Pat McCrory, and I ran as your district attorney in 2014 and also in 2018. What that means is, for the last 18 years, I've been in every four corners of the courtroom. I have been in a small private practice when I graduated from law school. I went to a large practice in Raleigh. I practiced civil litigation. I've practiced criminal insurance defense litigation. I've practiced criminal defense. And for the last 9 years, I've been the chief prosecutor in this first judicial district. I have tried every single case from speeding tickets to capital murder. And I've tried them on both sides of the courtroom. That kind of experience you can't get in any other candidate, not in this district, but in the state of North Carolina. I want to be your next Superior Court judge. The importance of this race coming up in 2022 is we have 2 seats in the first judicial district. There are 2 Superior Court judges in the first judicial district, one of which is our senior resident judge, Jerry Tilley. He resides in Dare County. This second seat will very soon be, because of our age requirements for retirement, this second seat will very soon be the senior resident position. The senior resident makes policy throughout the judicial district, from criminal procedure to how our courts are run, to bail policies and things of that nature. Ladies and gentlemen, you want a conservative to make those decisions. Another thing that the senior resident does is he makes appointments throughout the district when openings come up. Openings like your clerk of court. So if you have one of those in your district, you want a conservative senior resident judge making those kinds of decisions. I call myself a conservative constitutionalist. That means that I believe that the Constitution says what it says, not what I or any other judge feel like it means on any particular day. I'm also a defender of the rule of law. Several of you remember an incident that occurred last year in Elizabeth City. I did what I thought the facts and the law dictated. And that did not matter whether I was getting pressure from the governor's mansion or the attorney general or any other political adversary in this state. Finally, I'm going to be a professional steward of your state resources. As I said, I've been the chief public defender for 9 years. I have been the district attorney for 9 years. And hopefully I have represented each and every one of you in a professional and an honest and with integrity. My name is Andrew Womble. I ask for your vote November the 8th. Thank you.
Next up is Yula Reed, candidate for Superior Court Judge. And then after that, we will move on to Currituck County Commissioners, Claywood Wilson and Kevin McCord. Yula Reed.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for coming to this event. For me, I'm asking you, before I do anything else, for your vote. Who serves as your judge is important, because justice requires integrity, experience, and competent leadership. I am a native of Elizabeth City, Pasquotank County, North Carolina. I grew up in the Elizabeth City, Pasquotank County public school system. I'm a graduate of Elizabeth City State and North Carolina Central University School of Law. Prior to law school, I worked as a paralegal for a private law firm for several years. Then after I graduated from law school, I came back to my hometown, which is Elizabeth City, and began to practice as an assistant district attorney under the prior DA, Mr. Frank Parrish. In that capacity, I too prosecuted cases from minor traffic tickets all the way up through capital murder cases. In 2006, the good people of this district found me fit to serve as a district court judge. I served in that capacity for over 15 years. In April of 2021, the governor found it fit to appoint me to succeed Court judges. And I'm asking you to keep me there. Who serves as your judge is important. Integrity, fairness, impartiality should be what you're thinking about when you go to the polls to vote for a trial court judge. A trial court judge does not make political decisions. It should not matter if a judge is a Republican, Democrat, or independent. What is important is that judge that you choose is fair, who has integrity, and who understands and knows the law and apply it equally to everyone that comes in front of you. That is what I'm offering to you. If you look at my reputation for the past 16 plus years that I've been serving as a judge, anyone who has come before me, who's worked with me, who's been in or around my courtroom, and even those who appear before me, will tell you that I am fair, honest, and respected. I'm asking you to keep fairness and experience on the bench and vote for me, Eula Reed. Keep me as your Superior Court judge. Thank you.
Next up, we have candidate for Currituck County Commissioner, Mr. Claywood Wilson, and he will be followed by Mr. Kevin McCord, also running for Currituck County Commissioner.
Everybody should know by now. My name is Claywood Wilson Jr. and I'm living in Currituck County for most of my life in the school here. I'm also a vet, retired from the United States Navy. But all that history about me is not important. What you want to hear, what I'm planning on doing for Currituck County if I become commissioner. Things I'm looking at is improve our better roads, make better highly communal tourist attraction, and I'm looking to try to get a hospital for the county. Because all the other states, counties like Suffolk, Liberty City, they're making money off of us. Because Nightingale ain't cheap. And I don't see why we can't do that down the county, Suffolk, Liberty City, have our own hospital. And also, the road thought said, well, how can we pay for the road? Well, they make money off us go to Virginia every day. So I think we sit up a little toll for them come to us. And also, I look down the road, our beaches. Why can't we have a port like Stockton down where us older folks getting down the line can go out and walk? Ports, you be sitting there, it's all right, but something along the beach, no port with. So you gotta enjoy yourself. Enjoy our Currituck County fresh air. And also, I'm trying to improve our law enforcement. Because a lot of people move around here, we got to look for law enforcement. I'm trying to go out there and the people of Currituck County. But it's my main job. And I'm not going to say before, you heard me say this, if you don't like the way I do the job, the same way you got me in here, the same way you get out by that pencil and paper. Thank you for your time. I'm Claywood Jr. and I'll approve this message.
Next up is Kevin McCord, candidate for Currituck County Commissioner. And then, like I said, after that, we will move on to the Board of Education seats, first at large, then Crawford, then Poplar Branch. So, Mr. Kevin.
Good evening. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Chamber. Thank you, everybody who showed up tonight. I'm Kevin McCord. I'm your current Commissioner at Large. I lived in the county almost 40 years of my 48 years of age. My sister teaches in the county. My father worked in the county. He was your Dominion Power guy for 30 years, 40 with Dominion, but almost 30 here. I'm married to my wife. She owns 2 businesses in the county. I own a business in the county as well. We have 4 sons together. One owns a business in the county as well. One is a captain for parasailing in Kerala. My other one runs my landscaping business because I'm law enforcement by day. And then my final one is a diesel mechanic school. So I'm going to have 2 diesel mechanics in the house. Hopefully they can fix my equipment. Like I said, I've been on the board before. Why I run it, I love Currituck County. I spend all my money here. My family spends all their money here. We're always in Currituck. I try to keep everything in the county for my business as well as my wife does. Just some achievements as a commissioner that we've done. We have the 9th lowest tax rate in the state. Currituck County is one of the most financially solid as a rock county out of 100. And I want to keep that going strong. The ball fields that you guys possibly rode in here when you came by when I was a commissioner the first time, I was part of that. Those generate 6 figures of income in the county every year, as well as our Parks and Rec departments get to play on those. We have some of the nicest ball fields. I have a buddy of mine that owns 7 golf courses, and he always raves on our ball fields here in the county. His boys play travel ball. Just different stuff like that. It's a great place to live. Nothing's perfect. Traffic's terrible on the weekends. That's a state thing. We can't do nothing about it. But like I said, it's a great place to live and raise a family. By day, I'm 21 years in Currituck County with the Sheriff's Office. I'm currently the patrol lieutenant for the county. I deal with everything. Kerala, Knott's Island, the mainland, Gibbs Woods, you name it. We're at the schools. Our Sheriff's Office is really active in being involved in the county. Trying to think what else. Oh, I have 2 awesome granddaughters. My oldest son, he has a 3-year-old. She's the funnest person in the world. I love her more than anything. And a 7-month-old. Experience matters. Like I said, and we're about my time. Experience matters. And like I said, I've been on the board. I'm asking for re-election. I'm not one of those guys that's going to run. This probably will be my last term if elected again. And just remember, November 8th, keep McCord on the board. It rhymes for a reason. Thank you.
All right, next up, we have candidates for Board of Education at Large seat. Is Miss Alice Newbern here, or is anybody here to read a statement for Miss Newbern, candidate for Board of Education at Large? Okay, if there is not, next up is Mr. Bill Dobney, candidate for Board of Education at Large seat. Mr. Bill Dobney, Dr. Bill Dobney.
Good evening. I'm William Bill Dobney, candidate for the at-large seat on the Board of Education. My career has been predominantly in Currituck in education. I was an elementary and middle school math teacher. I was principal at Moyock Elementary School. I was high school principal, and I was an assistant superintendent and retired from this county as superintendent of schools. If elected, one of my major goals would be to try to get the vocational track diploma back. Not many people realize, but in the entire state of North Carolina, there's only one pathway or track to a diploma, and that's the college track. Well, I think most of us in here would agree, not all students need to or want to go to college. Therefore, we have to get that vocational track diploma back. Most people, well, all people that graduate in the college track have to take Math 3. Math 3 is basically pre-calculus and trigonometry. And that's one of the courses that a lot of students can't get through, and many of them drop out. Wouldn't it be nice if we could teach a tech math rather than that? And that way, your tradesperson in electrical and HVAC could be able to calculate a load on a system rather than tell you the difference between a sine, cosine, and tangent. Also, they could take a course in how to read a tech manual. And that would be something that could help them or lead them to be, you know, successful in a trade. I think we're missing out on a lot of our students by not having the vocational track diploma. And that's one thing, like I said, that I will work towards, you know, if elected. And I will give a plug to Bobby Hannig because we've started to work on this, and Bobby has been very helpful in trying to get this vocational track diploma back. I would appreciate your support on November 8th. Thank you.
Next up is Mr. Will Craddock, and he'll be followed by Mr. Jason Banks.
Good evening. Thank you to the Chamber, and I appreciate all the citizens that came out to be informed voters. My name is Will Craddock. I'm a parent from Knott's Island, North Carolina. I first would like to talk about the vocational track. And I want to talk about the resolution that my opponent and the other four board members put forward. That resolution talks about doing away with Math 2 and Math 3. Math 2 is geometry, per the resolution. Math 3 is algebra 2, okay? We have 14 vocational credited, where you can receive a credential in the county now. I'm for working with your hands if that's where you want to be, as I do it every day. I own Martin Farm and Winery, operate a peach orchard with my two boys. What I'm worried about is we have 9 out of 10 schools that aren't accredited. Our proficiency in elementary school in reading and writing is 34%. That's the best out of 6 elementary schools. I'm concerned that our 2 middle schools are performing at 32 and 34% proficiency in reading and writing. That means 66% of the kids might pass, but they don't have a grasp on reading and writing. At the high school, the one math that my opponent wants to leave, if you go on to a trade, they're performing at 27% proficiency. We need accreditation because it's going to define as to are we offering a solid instruction to be able to provide a meaningful track, meaning when you graduate, can you go to higher learning? Can you go into vocational? Our education system has been disrupted. The educational materials aren't there. Their curriculum's not there. The teacher struggles trying to form the lesson plan. No education materials. They go, and now the kids go home with empty Chromebooks. The parent has been removed from the educational process. I would like to set up a parent advisory board, have teachers party to big time discussions as to how to solve this problem. We're in a crisis. We got 6 out of 10 schools over capacity, and we got 3 seats on the Board of Education that has 5 members. You can help yourself by electing Will Craddock and elect the 2 other seats so that we can change the direction of this school system and take these schools back. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. Thank you. My name is Will Craddock.
Next up, candidate for Board of Education at Large seat, Mr. Jason Banks.
Good evening. I am excited to see everybody here tonight. Not a lot of folks take a big interest in the midterm elections. It's kind of sad to see that only roughly about 4,000 people show up for voting for the midterm elections. So just a little bit about myself. I am Jason Banks. I am a lifelong resident of Currituck County. I was born and raised in Shawboro. I graduated from Currituck County Schools. I married a very beautiful woman from Water Lily in Churches Island, and who just recently retired from the Currituck County Middle School. She had over 30 years. Got 2 children. Colby Banks, he also graduated from Currituck County School. This December, he will complete his bachelor's degree in biology, which he completed in 2.5 years. My daughter also graduated from Currituck County Schools. She went on to Liberty University, where she got a bachelor's degree in nursing, and she's currently in Lynchburg. So I'm very, very proud of my family and my kids. A little bit more about myself. Most of y'all know that I was with the Sheriff's Department here in Currituck. Been law enforcement. I was in law enforcement for over 30 years. I started in Elizabeth City. I finished up here. I retired in 2018. I've also had a small business owner. I've had my own real estate firm since 2015. I've had my real estate license for over 20 years. So I'm also a small business owner here in Currituck. I'm a member of the Currituck Cooperative Club. I've been a member there for probably about 15 years. I served 2 terms as president of the Cooperative Club, which is currently an active member. I am, I'm tooting my own horn here, but I am a chairman of the board of deacons for Fellowship Baptist Church. I'm also a Sunday school teacher there as well. So I'm very proud of my church and my family. I'm kind of the odd man out when it comes to this election. I've never served on a board. I've never really been in the education system. I've lived with it for 30 years, but I've never been in the education system. So I'm the odd man out, kind of. I'm looking from the outside looking in. And when you see things that just don't add up, just don't seem right, it makes you want to get involved and to see what you can do. I just got the 30-second notion here. My main thing I want to do for the Currituck County schools and Currituck County is not just look out for the schools, but look out for the entire county as well. We've got to treat people better than what we're treating them now. We've got to retain school teachers. We've got to retain our bus drivers. Right now, we don't even have certified school teachers in the classrooms because there's such a shortage of that. My main goal is to do that. So I just got the nod. So I'm Jason Banks, and I'm running for Currituck County Board of Education. Thank you.
Next up, we have candidates for the Board of Education Crawford seat. I believe Janet Rose is not here, but has somebody to read a statement. So if you'll come up now, and then this will be followed by Mr. Paul Bowman.
Hi, I'm Christy, and I'm here for Miss Rose. I'm sorry I'm loud, I'm Puerto Rican. It just happened. So, Janet believes that education is the key to success for the future. Both of her children graduated from Currituck County High School. Tyler went on to graduate from COA and attended UNCW. Now, Abby is a junior at NC State. Janet brings to the table 32 years of teaching experiences, all in Currituck County, covering grades kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 7th and 8th grade reading. She is now a real estate broker with Howard Hanna. Her work schedule allows her to be very involved in the schools, enabling her to talk with students, faculty, and staff, parents, and other taxpayers. Being in the schools, volunteering, and attending school function athletics, that plays a lot and helps Janet get a better picture of what is really happening in the schools. She communicates with the stakeholders, and listens to the concerns and welcomes learn. Janet talks with the local state officials and advocates for our students. This is a must for the board members. While Janet feels that we have a great school system, she does see room for improvement. Growth, we enrolled over 500 new students this summer. Some of our schools are too crowded. We have additions to Moyock Elementary School and Moyock Middle Schools underway, and a new elementary school is in the work. Redistricting will have to occur, most likely when the new elementary school opens. Janet will continue to advocate for our students and have adequate facilities to learn. For the teachers, Janet believes that we must provide a highly trained teacher to teach our students. Fewer people are entering the teaching profession. This year, we started off with a full staff, but we had to put the substitute teachers in fewer classrooms. We used to have teachers begging to teach. So she believes that the teachers have so many demands placed on them that they can't get a job done in a normal workday. She also believes that the starting salary of $37,000 is not enough to live on in Currituck County, where it tops out at $52,000. It's not an incentive to enter the profession. She will advocate for our students to have highly trained teachers. She is very concerned with the decline of the student achievements. She believes that COVID played a big role in this. Our elementary students were virtual from March to October 2020, the middle school from March through December, and the high school from March 2020 to January 2021. Some students chose to remain in virtual learning through June 2021. And I'm sorry, it's my time.
That's good.
Next up, we have Mr. Paul Beaumont, candidate for Board of Education Crawford seat. And he will be followed by the candidates for the Board of Education Poplar Branch seat.
Thank you all for coming out, because that gives me confidence that there's hope. Because without an informed electorate, we suffer the consequences. Thank you, Josh. Thank you for the Chamber for hosting this event. I certainly appreciate it, as do the rest of the candidates. My name is Paul Beaumont. I lived in Currituck County about 27 years. We have 11 children, my wife and I. We homeschooled for 23, 24 years. Had children in private school for 2 years. And I had kids attend Currituck, the last 6 attended Currituck County schools. I was been a Board of Commissioner for 8 years. One of the first things I started bringing up when we had joint meetings was the status of accreditation in Currituck County, and where's the curriculum, because we just transitioned to Chromebooks. I was told there wasn't really a whole lot of value in accreditation, and it's been a fight that I've been pushing ever since then, so much so with the issues that I raised with the Board of Education. The Daily Advance said if I was that concerned about education, I should run for the Board of Education. I took their advice. Here I am today. We sit here and we're content with where our schools are today. Anyone that's content with where we're at needs to start asking more questions. I'm running on 3 principles. The first one, empower parents. I believe parents should have a say in what their children are being taught in the public school system. I'm astounded, since I started this run, I get the little texts, the little voicemails, and the little conversations that occur. You would be shocked at what is in our school system. I believe a parent, if there's a discussion about gender and where your child sits, I think the parent is the best person to have that conversation, not a school teacher, without my knowledge as a parent. Open the books. We do not have curriculum in our schools that is robust, that has been tested, that has been proven. You have to be an instructional system designer to be able to pull that off. Asking teachers whose passion is to teach, asking them to create curriculum is not what they signed up for. Come see me at the table, I'll show you what curriculum looks like. That's what has been proven for 20, 30 years. The fundamentals of math haven't changed. Why do we need a teacher to come up with a different way of teaching it? Oh my gosh, gotta talk faster. Open the books financially. Where's our money being spent? As a county commissioner, there's nothing more frustrating to try and figure out the status of the finances of our school system. They ask for money, we budget, we approve it, we give them money, and at the end of the year, they didn't spend it on what they said they were going to spend it on, and I'll give you an example. We hear about not enough teachers. I've had 2 people come up to me in Knott's Island whose wives are certified teachers. They can't get an interview to be a teacher. But substitute teachers don't cost as much, right? Then finally, restore education. Currituck County used to be number 3 in the state. It's time to get back to that, and you're not going to get it unless you vote for change. Paul Beaumont, I would truly appreciate your vote. Be there all night asking or answering any questions you have for me. Thank you.
All right, next up, candidates for Board of Education Poplar Branch seat. Candidate Paul O'Neill has suspended his campaign due to his appointment to the state legislature, but his name will still appear on the ballot. There's nobody here to read a statement for Mr. Paul O'Neill, is there? Okay, if there is not, then next up, candidate Miss Dana Parker, candidate for Board of Education Poplar Branch seat.
Good evening. Thank you to all of you that came out tonight, and thanks to the Chamber for this event. The teacher and me gave you a little handout, and we're going to get to that in just a moment. My name is Dana Parker. I'm running for the Poplar Branch seat for the Currituck County Board of Education. We live in an amazing community. We have citizens like you that come out. We have great teachers and great students. Yet we have an educational school system that exists in chaos. Teacher burnout, overcrowding, poor test scores, a graduation rate that is behind First Flight, Manio, Camden, Perquimans, Bertie Early College, and then comes Currituck. We have a board that is content with the status quo, that has no ideas and no vision. In 2020, parents, including myself, pleaded with the board for Cognia accreditation. And nearly 3 years later, we still have no Cognia accredited schools. Amidst all these issues, the board has decided to take up the issue of voc-technical education. Let me tell you, I am a supporter of VOTEC. We actually have a great slogan in Currituck County: to employ, enlist, or enroll. I think that's fabulous. It gives children a sense that we do any of those 3 things, and you can be a productive member of society. My issue isn't with VOTEC, my issue is with the resolution, and I got a copy for you tonight because I want to make sure the voters know what the board sent to the state. The Currituck Board of Education recommends technical math courses options above Math 1. I want to know what research they used to come up with that Math 1 was enough. Because I began to do research, and I did research on the Newport News Apprenticeship Program. Does anybody know about Newport News Apprenticeship Program? One of the best apprenticeship programs around. Students can go there, they get paid while they're there, starting at $25 an hour and a guaranteed job. Look at your handout of what Newport News Apprenticeship requires. Algebra 1, Algebra 2, Physics, Chemistry. This resolution is a failure. It is a failure of a board that continues to come up with ideas with no research. If our students follow this track, they can't get into technical school. We don't have a diploma problem in Currituck, we have a basic skills problem. Over 60% of our students are not proficient in math from 3rd grade to 9th grade. This is an issue of basic skills. I am asking you to join with me. I left my job with Currituck County Schools to advocate for these children. Now, I'm accused of being negative because I'm honest. And I'm going to leave you with a quote that I think sums it up perfectly. The trouble with most of us is that we would rather be ruined by praise than saved by criticism. Let's acknowledge the problems, accept some constructive criticism, and save Currituck County Schools. Thank you.
we have candidates for Soil and Water Conservation District Supervisor. So just so you know, when you get to the ballot, there will be 3 names and you can vote for 2 of them. There are 2 spots for Soil and Water Conservation District Supervisor. So 3 people running, but 2 spots that you can pick. First up, Mr. Robert Rahm. I don't believe he's here tonight. Is there anyone to read a statement from Mr. Rahm? If there is not, next up we have Mr. Harvey Roberts, candidate for Soil and Water Conservation District Supervisor.
Good evening. I too appreciate each and every one of you coming out tonight and participating in this most important event where you get to put a face with the name and the people you like to represent you. And I appreciate that in each and every one of you. My name is Harvey Roberts. I've been a lifelong member of Shawburg community. I've been a farmer for 50 years, and I love soil and water. My father first made me aware of it when I was about 10 years old about really drainage issues on our farm and other farms. And a lot of you don't realize, but we have a beaver problem around here. And every time you have a big storm or hurricane or wind or something, we have beavers to dam up these canals and ditches, the swamps. And one of the positions, one of the one of the jobs that the Soil and Water Conservation District Supervisors are, we're constantly going in and looking and maintaining these canals and ditches. There are 7 drainage districts in Currituck County where you as a taxpayer pays money toward maintaining ditches. Also, there's state funding and federal funding, but you don't get the state and federal funding unless the area's been declared a disaster area. So that doesn't, thank goodness, don't happen very often. But I like, while I'm talking about state and federal money, I like to recognize former Senator Bob Steinberg, former Representative who's now Senator Bobby Haney, and Representative Ed Goodwin for help statewide. Even the North Carolina legislatures recognize the importance of drainage. And this year, the North Carolina legislature appropriated $36 million to be used statewide in the 100 counties. Thanks to Bobby and Ed and Bob Steinberg, Currituck County was able to get $202,000 to use for drainage. And we certainly appreciate that, and your local representatives are working for you. There's 492 supervisors in the state of North Carolina in 100 counties. So there are a lot of men out there that are trying to look after our ditches and our drainage. Like I said, I was first introduced to drainage issues when I was 10 years old. In 1974, my father and I were some of the first people in Currituck County to do no-till. And what that is, you don't burn the wheat straw, you plant your soybeans directly in the wheat straw. And that conserves moisture and runoff. Let's see here. The Soil and Water Office, we have multiple programs that will work for people. We have stuff that individuals can apply for, schools, churches, farmers, everyone. Some of the programs are wetland reserve, water control. I got 3 minutes to go.
That's time.
I gotta stop?
Yep.
Well, anyway, I consider it an honor and a privilege to serve as a supervisor. Thank you so much. I have brochures, Harvey Roberts. Thank you.
Next up, Soil and Water Conservation District Supervisor candidate, Mr. William Powell.
Hello, my name is William Powell. I would like to start out by thanking the Chamber of Commerce for putting on this event. They are so helpful in promoting our businesses in the county. I would like to start out by giving you a little background about myself and my family. I have a lovely wife, Eddie Jo Powell. Without her, we would not have a family business. She and my son Paxton, who has just graduated from Hampton University,
help in our daily operations of Powell's Farm and roadside markets. I have lived in Shawboro for most of my life. I live on the same farm that has been in the family for 200 years. After graduating from Currituck High School, I went on to attend North Carolina State University on a football scholarship. I graduated with a Bachelor of Science degree in agriculture education, with many of my classes in soil science. Even though I have never been a full-time teacher in the school system, I do teach 40 school kids each summer in our farm markets and our working farm operations. I do love agriculture and farming in Currituck County. The challenges are becoming harder to stay in farming in Currituck, but the rewards are many. I look forward to each day and being able to work with the soil and water community. I try to assist in the preserving of the soil and water in our county. As a soil water supervisor, I have worked mostly with agriculture programs such as no-till to control soil erosion, water control structures to slow water flow and control when it is needed, and cover crops to help save the topsoil on our farm land. I have enjoyed helping to keep our ditches and streams cleared with the clearing and snagging programs we have participated in. I am open to work with and assist our county citizens in making our soil and water the best we can. I am looking forward to continuing as your soil and water supervisor and appreciate your voting support in November. Remember, we have 2 votes for soil and water supervisors. Thank you again for your continued support.
Thank you all for coming out this evening. This concludes all of our candidates, but we do have lots of candidates set up around the room. Please go and talk to anybody you have a question for. We have both political parties, the Republican Party, Democratic Party here. So if you have any questions, please go ask. Thank you so much.